Welcome, everybody. Good morning. It is August 23rd, 2017. My name is Marty Hicks, and my website is helloextraordinarylife.com. I had a blank moment there. I almost forgot. And I have a 6-week course that I offer. I also offer one-on-one coaching for those who want to go deeper, all into a journey into loving yourself from the inside out. Check out the website. There's a free offer there. You can sign up and get a free report that will give you some insight and awareness into where you might be on your journey. Today, I thought I would talk about the waste that we collect. I watched this video on Facebook, of course, that's where I see a lot of my stuff. And it was a beach in Mumbai, I think that's how you say it, and oh my gosh, it was incredible. It was incredible how much garbage there was on the beach, and this man decided to take action and begin picking up garbage every day. And eventually people started joining him, and it took them a long time, 85 weeks. That's over a year. It's almost, I think, a year and a half to clean over 5 million pounds of garbage. Incredible. And it occurs to me that we collect garbage in our lives. I call it garbage. It's stuff. It's the things that happen in our life. It's our experiences in life. It's death. It's marriage. It's people and relationships and all of our relationships and how we treat ourselves and, how we interact with everyone in our world. Sometimes we just go around and I used to collect. I just collected the crap and stuffed it. Oh, my gosh. I just stuffed it all inside, and I wore it like a badge of honor because I didn't know how to do it any different. I had no clue how to even – all I knew was I was hurt or I was angry or I was depressed or I was something. I didn't know how to acknowledge it. I didn't know what I was really feeling. All I knew was I was hurt because that's just how it was. Nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It causes all kinds of illness, physical illness, mental, emotional illness, spiritual illness. It causes me to behave in ways that are not effective in my world. And I say it in first person, but I'm really speaking to all of us because we all do this. So all that stuff that we stuff and we keep stuffing, I think of that beach and all that garbage, and then I think of a suitcase that I have been stuffing and stuffing and stuffing, and eventually I can't stuff anymore. It just starts coming out, right? I start breaking the seams, and it starts coming out and leaking out everywhere. That's how it shows up in my world and in my behavior, is I start acting out. I start acting out in anger, sarcasm. Oh, smile, I'm fine. I'm just fine. If y'all know what fine means. The acronym, FINE, F'd up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Today when I use that, when someone asks me and I say fine, I mean it literally like that. I don't usually say fine because I don't wear that fake smile and say I'm fine anymore because I can't pretend. I have no poker face. So the key is to simply begin. Someone hurts my feelings. Excuse me. Do I need to say something to them? Is there a boundary that needs to be set? Sometimes it's simply, ouch. Ouch, that hurt. And that's it. I don't have to make them wrong about it. Just acknowledge it. And then I may go journal about it. I may write about it. I may look at what do I need to do different? Or how can I be different? Maybe I go ask somebody and I let them know, hey, this happened and I don't really know what to do about it. How can I handle this? Or maybe I ask them, simply share with them and not ask, figure out what am I feeling? What am I feeling? Because all I know is I'm hurt or I'm angry. Those are my two. Anger is really my default, but underneath anger is always the hurt. So what am I really hurting about? What really hurt my feelings about that? Because it's always about me. Right? It's always about me and how I'm interpreting something. Sometimes people are assholes. That's just how they are. It's not personal. Sometimes they are directing it at me, and I get to decide, how do I want to behave in that? Do I want to say something and say, hey, that's really not okay? Or do I want to walk away? For the most part, when I first learned how to even acknowledge that I had something other than hurt, what was the hurt, I had to walk away from the people and then do some reflection and look at what really was hurtful about that. Was it really about them, or is it about something else that happened in my life? Because when we've stuffed it for a long time, or maybe we're current. Sometimes we're current in our emotional state, and we're fairly healthy. It applies both ways. Maybe something happened a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and I didn't say anything in the moment, and then it happens again, or someone else says something. Over a little bit of time, like it doesn't take as long now, I start acting out sideways because I didn't deal with it the first time. I didn't address it then. I can always come back to the person. Once I've realized and I'm clear about what it is for me, I can come back and go, hey, my friend, remember this conversation? My feelings got hurt, and I just wanted to share that with you, or I wanted to have a conversation. Maybe there's more conversation to be had to get clean in it. Because often people aren't intending. They don't even know that they hurt your feelings. I had a situation 2 weeks in a row, this person, I was sharing in front of a group of people, and he inadvertently cut me off. I paused, and he thought I was done, and I brought it to him. And I addressed it, and I said, hey, I'm just observing this, and I just wanted to share with you how it's landing for me. Like, this is how to deliver it. This is how it's landing for me. I felt that I paused long enough, and you thought I was done. That's what I made it mean. I didn't at first. I was pissed at first. And he said, why didn't you tell me? And I said, I didn't realize it until I left the first time, that I was angry about it. I got my feelings hurt. I took it personal. It wasn't personal. He said, oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I did that. I addressed it the second time it happened. I simply became adult. I got to be an adult, right? These are adult conversations. And say, hey, this happened. This is how it lands for me, right? I'm taking ownership. I'm saying this is how it landed for me, which helps qualify it and often remove the place of blame. They can hear it different when I say, it's mine. This is how it landed for me. This is how it occurred for me in my world. People don't even know. He didn't know he'd cut me off in that introduction. So sometimes people say things just in a flip comment. I've done it. People come to me and go, that really hurt my feelings. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Right? I had no idea. Although I left them with a hurt feeling. And then the same thing can happen to us, to me, to you. We walk around with these hurt feelings. Nobody knows because we don't tell them. Sometimes it needs to be addressed, and sometimes we just deal with our own stuff because it really had nothing to do with them. Sometimes our hurt comes from something that originated from someone else, and it's just someone else is now triggering it. So I get to deal with that original piece. The original piece being that original wound. That most of our relationships that we get into are opportunities for us to heal some place where we were hurt as children. And we covered that wound up and keep covering it up because it hurts, right? We keep covering it up. So we interact with other people and then we get triggered by them. It really has nothing to do with them. If it's super intense triggering, if I'm reacting super strong and over the top, it's not really applicable to the current situation, I know that's my clue that it has nothing to do with this person. I am way over the top in my reaction. So I'm getting triggered by something that happened a long time ago, and I get to take the opportunity to heal that original wound. We talk about peeling the layers, peeling the onion, and this is one step of beginning that peeling or continuing to peel. Like, we're human, we live this life, we're never done. That's what I'll say. That's what I've realized, is we're never done, and we can choose to deal with ourselves or not. And if we do, it's amazing. It's extraordinary. Our life gets better and better. And we get to places where we can look at how they're behaving as it could be a reflection of me, but it's usually not. Sometimes it's just simply they are acting how they act and has something to do with me. So my point of all this is to, when we are triggered or we stuff, gosh, we just stuff so much. And then when we finally start dealing with it and we clean it up and then we stuff it currently, it's important to deal with it. It's important to look at it, to feel it. And if we can't do that in the moment, to take time later. Take time later on. Maybe when you have a moment to breathe, we're not working or dealing with our kids or whatever we're doing. Life happens. I find it really important, though, to take a moment to go back to that time, that place and time, and go, what is that really about? For me, it helps to journal. I get some truth about journaling. For some people, it helps to pray. For others, it helps to just look at it and go, wow, next time I'll handle it different. Sometimes it's maybe more important for me to handle it in the moment. So hopefully I've offered you some tools today that will be effective in your world. And let me think. I have one more thing I want to say, because it's important that if we don't know what we're feeling, that we just sit with it. Sit with it and be with it. Be with yourself, quiet, and really just sit with, what am I feeling? And allow yourself to feel it all the way to the other side. Someone said to me once, I got super enraged about something to do with animals. I was watching it on TV, and I walked away. I walked away, and I shut it off, and I stuffed it. Now, I still get triggered. I don't today, but I was still getting triggered by that. Even to talk about it, I would get really charged up about it. And someone said to me, why don't you just sit with it and feel it all the way to the other side of it? And that terrified me. I thought, if I sit with that feeling and I feel it, I'm never going to stop feeling it. And that wasn't true. That's never been true, by the way. I always get to the other side of the feeling, or the tears, or the grief, or the whatever it is. There's always another side of it. There's always the other side of it. We don't ever get stuck in it. I don't. Let me own that. I have not gotten stuck in it. It comes in small pieces. And then on the other side, I get some clarity. I get some clarity about what's really triggering me about this. And then I get to deal with that piece. Because the anger is just a mask. It's just a mask for something underneath. Usually hurt. Mine in that thing about the animals was the injustice. And that's across the board. When I feel like there's an injustice, I get angry and I want to do something about it. So I get to look at, what do I want to do about it? What am I willing to do about it? What steps am I willing to take to do something about what I feel is an injustice? If anything. It's choice. And if I'm not willing to do something, maybe I can do something small, like sign a petition. And if I'm willing to do nothing, or if I don't want to do anything because it's not my priority, then I can choose to let it go and leave it to those that do want to do something about it. Well, I hope there is something valuable here for you that was helpful. Leave a comment. Let me know you heard it, how it applies to you. And I will hear you next week. Have a great week. 9 o'clock every Wednesday.